That's legit.
And yeah, okay, guys, we're
All
good
right.
to go.
Welcome back, everybody. We have San Diego Jeep Club in the house. Patrick was dropping off his Jeep today for us to put a new front axle in it, and we held them hostage and forced them to do a podcast with us. So that's why they're here.
It's going to be well worth it, that's for sure.
Well, it's not just San Diego Jeep Club. We've got the president and the vice president
Yeah,
of
so
San Diego Jeep
that's
Club.
true. Yeah, President,
You kinda
Vice President,
undersold that.
Patrick,
Yeah.
and
Jeez.
Sam, and SDJC. But why don't you guys just start off so everybody out there who doesn't know who San Diego Jeep Club is, which there's probably 7 people in all of San Diego who doesn't know who you are. If you're a Jeeper in this area, you know the San Diego Jeep Club. So just give us a quick rundown about what you guys are all about and
Yeah.
what's your primary focus? Is it off-roading and community, all of the above?
It's mostly about off-roading, but this is a club that's been around since 2013. What it's all about is bringing new and seasoned Jeepers together. And so we're unusual in the fact that we're
That's
a
for
club
sure.
that brings new people that have never been on dirt, and it gives them an opportunity. Like a lot of new people feel intimidated when they go off road. They just bought a Jeep or they got it from their dad or something like that, and they've never driven. And so we give them an opportunity to come out on a trail run. We have monthly trail runs. We also have quarterly meetups where we all get together. But that's what we do. We bring people out and we show them they've probably never been in 4 low or 4 high. And so that's basically what we do. And, you could go on, Sam, if you had anything to add to that. I mean, I think that's pretty much the basic of the San Diego Jeep Club.
Yeah, from my experience with you guys, it's probably the largest Jeep club in San Diego, I would say, as far as active members, as well as just like, I don't know if we call them Facebook members, right?
Yeah.
There's active members, and then I call them lurkers.
Yeah.
Right? But the thing is that what we've all found with off-roading is that if you are just getting into it, or even if you've been into it a long time and maybe you're from another state and you used to go wheeling, but now you're in San Diego and you know how to wheel, but you don't know anybody here, you guys are really good at taking care of all the different levels of off-roading.
That's what I was going to say, too.
Yeah,
It's
right?
like there's like the hold my hand level, and then there's we can get a few guys going and do some kind of more
Yeah.
hardcore stuff. And
Yeah, there's other clubs out there locally that are hardcore clubs,
Yeah,
right? And they're very
absolutely. Yeah.
intimidating, and that's fine. They have their place, and it's all these clubs are a little different. But your club, I found, has the full spectrum. You have guys that are or people that are brand new, just bought their Jeep. It's got factory tires on it, right?
Right.
The interior smells like new car.
Yes.
Right, and then
Yes.
you've got some of your board members or you guys who have 1 tons and 40s.
Right.
And you're out doing, these canyon runs that are obnoxiously difficult, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of this
true.
really cool spectrum of everybody is welcome. I like
fit in where you fit in type of thing.
Yeah, unless you have a Toyota, just, get out
Yeah,
of town.
not part of it.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah, the other thing about the club,
Forerunner's not allowed. I'm sorry. It's a Jeep club. It's a Jeep club. I didn't make the rules.
I'm leaving.
well, the other thing is the club, like I said, we bring in a lot of new people and they go out with us and they start getting comfortable. But, it goes back to my story. When I started this club, I had a Rubicon. It was stock, 2-inch lift, I put 35s on it. But I was just a regular member. And I went to these meetups. I met the people. One of the guys who was in front of us, we're like solid friends. He was actually a board member with us for the last 2 years, and he stepped down. But that's what I mean. Like then we would go out on trails, go out on our own adventures, and try more, higher level of difficulty trails. And we built our Jeeps up. And, he went to 1 tons. I haven't gone there yet. Maybe I should have because of what happened to my Dana
Patrick
44.
likes to break things.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, likes to break
But,
things.
5 years of hard trails will do that. But
Caught up.
again, our club, it brings in new people. And again, they grow up they grow up beyond the club and they find their own little community within ours. And that's how the club is. So our
So
club
you're
is
saying
big.
it's very cliquey?
I wouldn't say it's clicky.
Let's get into this.
Yeah, what's the
The
drama?
high school
No,
drama.
I
the
just
drama?
think I think you find your people.
Yeah.
You find
Yeah,
your
yeah.
people. You find your club, and like I said, we don't have dues. We don't have meetings. We have meetups and we have trail runs, and
Yeah.
and it's free. And there's no expectation other than have a decent running Jeep, good tires, and
And a good attitude.
a great attitude. And that's part of our motto with San
That's why I
Diego
got
Jeep
kicked
Club.
out.
You're always welcome. But
I do want to kind of honestly commend you guys for what you're doing because it's honestly it's so important because this really isn't just like a fun club for enthusiasts. It's so much more than that, and I hope people recognize that this really isn't just a club. It's you guys are dedicating a lot of time to this, and you're doing
Personal,
it.
like unpaid time of like,
A
this
lot.
isn't your day job.
A lot.
This isn't, yeah.
And you're not accepting dues, and you really don't expect much from people, and you guys are initiating new people who just want to learn and want to get into this, and that is what's going to save this whole industry as we know it and boost the economy, if you will, of
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
off-road industry is getting
Yeah.
new people in, buying stuff, supporting these local businesses like ourselves. Like
Right,
this
right.
is like a pillar of saving off-road and the trails as we know it. So it's
Yeah.
important. It's more than a club. So thank you.
Education and safety is a main focus of the San Diego Jeep Club. We are a big supporter of Tread Lightly, and
Yeah.
we are a member of Tread Lightly. And so we educate. Safety is really important to us, so members learn about safety as well.
Yeah.
And that comes by following Tread Lightly.
Yeah, Tread Lightly's rad. What they're doing as
Yeah.
well is so cool. They're going to be
Yeah.
at the we recently did like a shop class type of day here at the shop with a bunch of San Diego Jeep Club members
A
and
bunch.
A
Like
lot.
there was
Yeah,
actually
when
a
they
lot
say
of
they're bringing
people
club
here.
members, you better call the sheriff and get some parking set up on the street.
that was a good time. It
There
was
was-
a Jeep show.
That
There was
amazing.
probably like 60 Jeeps that were out front. I'm like,
Yeah.
where did all these people come from? When I left,
was
I'm like,
awesome.
I'm like looking up the street, down the street. I'm like, there's no parking anywhere. Like, where did all these people come
we
from?
had to go to the store to refill on hot dogs twice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
We
there's
bought
a
out
lot.
every
and
local
we're in
grocery store.
and we're in North County,
Yeah.
so
They plowed through a bunch of wieners.
Yeah. I mean, the club is pretty
That's how we roll.
prolific.
Yeah.
We have somewhere around on our Facebook, on our group page, 7,300. On our public Facebook page, which is just you like the page. You don't have to. You're not really in the club itself, but we're almost to 10,000.
Yeah, I saw
there.
that.
So it's grown. I mean, I think COVID is one thing that really brought our numbers up to where they are,
Yeah.
and participation shot up. People needed to get out of their house.
Big time.
There were concerns about, well, should we really be doing trail runs? Well, we managed to do it safely. We just didn't have the drivers meeting. We did it on radio. We had lunches in your vehicles or away from others. So we found a way around it, and it worked out really well, and the club continued to grow. Like I said, it has to grow because people kind of grow out of it, but they still stay on the page. They still do some active things,
Yeah.
and they let people know, hey, you got a new Jeep, go see San Diego Jeep Club, go out with them, and you'll have a good time.
Yeah, I think
For sure.
I think what I hear too of a lot of people is they want to be they think they want to be in the small clubs, because the small club they feel like, well, I've been on John Bull with 20 or 30 people. It sucks, right? I want to be in the club that only has like 4 or 5 guys that go out at a
Yes,
time, right?
yes.
And I understand that, but what you don't realize is that when you go wheeling with you guys, you start finding, like we said, your cliques, right? You start finding people who are kind of like-minded, and then you guys, then they set up their own trips.
Yes.
And then, because you're only doing one a month.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So then you find you like-minded people, and then you almost form your little sub-clubs that are within
Yes.
the Jeep Club.
Yeah.
And this is what gives you the opportunity to find a huge variety of cliques or
Right.
sub clubs that you
Right.
can pick the one you want to be with the emos, you want to be with the jocks, like who do you want to, the band nerds, like who do you want to be with, right? And then you can pick the one.
The
and go
trumpet
in
guys.
with them.
There's the
Yeah.
trumpet guys too, you know?
Yeah.
Don't leave them out of this.
Right. So
Yeah,
that's
we would
what the
definitely be like the color guard.
Color guard.
yeah, we'd be,
I'm in.
spinning the wooden guns and stuff.
Yeah.
So
The theater kids,
the
you know.
flag.
But it's cool too because you would have never met those people otherwise, right? And
Right.
so now all of a sudden you're getting these guys. Maybe there's a small group, 3 or 4 guys, and now you jump into them. Well, hey, we're going to this place. I've never heard of that. All right, cool. I'll go. Now you
Right.
see all these places that are just
Yeah.
like locally. We have some of the best places around here. You know, whether it's
Absolutely.
Johnson
Yeah.
Valley,
Yeah.
Ocotillo, like
All
Corral Canyon, Big Bear, like you name it.
All
We're-
within a couple hours. I mean,
Yeah.
there are some places where it's like 3.5 hours, but
Well
worth
worth
the
it.
drive.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of gas. You know. And
I did
that's
Corral
the-
Canyon for the first time the other day.
Oh, really? That
Yeah,
was your
I'd never
first
been there.
time.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
Yeah, crazy, right?
there's some crazy
Yeah.
trails there. You
Yeah,
know?
I used the race CJ to plow all the oak trees out of the way so everybody could go through.
It's clear now. Go
So
ahead.
now I know
Oh
why
my
people
God.
don't go there.
Yeah.
It's because you have to plow the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely going to get pinstripe there.
Yeah.
And that was another thing when I think the first time I went out and brand new Jeep, you know, and we were going, we were up in Big Bear and we had to turn around and go an opposite way that we were supposed to go. And there was an obstacle and I, scratched the heck out of my wheel.
Yep.
And, I was just like, I like that, because I didn't like, I
I'm a
didn't,
four-wheeler now.
I didn't like that I scratched the wheel, but I liked that we had to do this obstacle. And I was like, oh, I really dig this,
Yeah.
So I think that was part of it. And what I tell people, I go, when you try hard obstacles and you're uncomfortable and you come off of it, you're either two ways. You're going to go, God, I really like that and I want to do it again. Or, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
And that's why most of our trails that we do, they're going to be fire roads. There may be a couple of obstacles that we want to throw a couple of obstacles
Sure.
in there that, we'll have one of our Black Ops members or one of the board members spot people through. We have long Jeep trains, so, we have to be careful about that because we don't want to block the trail up. But that's what we do.
Yeah, bringing up the Black Ops. So,
Yeah.
the other thing for anybody out there who's thinking about Sandro Jeep Club, you'll hear them talk about their Black Ops. They have Black Ops on their Jeep. What that is basically the board members / massively active members, right? Is really the super active members.
Yeah,
Do you have to be a board member to be Black Op?
If you were a board member, you were a Black Ops. If you were a Black Ops member, you were a regular club member. So
Right.
the club members that stick around, like, okay, we do fire roads, we do this, Big Bear, we do other things because they're smaller groups and we split everyone up. But you're going to have guys and gals that really are interested in the club and want to participate. They go out and help people. These are members that aren't even Black Ops members. They show people how to disconnect. They show people how to air down. Real basic stuff. We see them around, and then the board will talk, and we'll say,
Yeah.
hey, I think John wants,
like a hang
John
around.
would be good
Yeah,
to
that's
be a
it.
Black Ops member.
It's like a hang around.
So we
yeah.
kind of vote on that, and then we approach them, and usually they say, "Oh,
Do you jump them in? Like, is it?
I was about to say, is there initiations?
All right, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't want to know what's coming.
Their initiation is they have to fill the board's tanks on the of our Jeeps.
Nice.
No,
Yeah.
I get it.
Including the spare tank, too.
Yeah, this bird. Yeah. What I
Yes.
like about that is that it.
Or their RV.
Yeah, it's fill my RV up. When you guys go on your first run, like if you anybody out there's going on their first one with SDJC, you're going to see everybody. They're going to have their shirts on and
Right.
that says who they are and what they do, and you're thinking, wow, this must suck for them because they've got to stand here and spot somebody through this all day long, right? But what you don't realize is that the Black Ops people have their own private runs that they go do weeks before the event, and they go out and they have their own stuff and they do their own things and they
Yep.
pre-run it and
Yep.
have their own
And
dinners.
then we have the extra credit session afterwards.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
right.
The
That's
safety
correct.
meeting, right?
Yeah.
And then what happens is when the event comes, they're fine because you guys have already done it,
Yes,
right? So
yeah.
it's worth it to to try to promote up if you really want to be involved, because then
Right.
you get to do the super secret runs and be at the elite level. I like the hierarchy. I'm big on it. I really like it. I tried doing it here. I'm still at the bottom.
Yeah.
Been plugging my way up to the top of this company. But I just like the structure. I like the way you guys do it. The way you see that people who are involved and want to do it, and you reach out to them, and that's why you're doing it. It's not for any other reason other than that you love it, which
Right.
is super cool.
We let people know, like when they're new, go to somebody like the Black Ops wear an olive green. It's just like this, but it's olive green, and there's way more. There's like 50 of those, but they're not always there. But we usually get about 15 or 16.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they're walking around and asking, do you need any help? You need how to disconnect? And people come up. So we tell them when we put the event on the San Diego Jeep Club page to seek out a Black Ops member or a board member, and we'll help you if you have any questions. And so it's about just getting out there amongst the members, being friendly, being welcoming. That's a real important thing. It's definitely it's my most important thing is being friendly and being open to new people, because
Right.
I know that it can
It's
be
intimidating.
especially for women that come, and we get a lot of single women that come out, and they have a Jeep and they don't have any friends that have a Jeep, and so we want to just break that whole stereotype. Yeah,
so
there
it's
are.
a good place to meet single women, is
Yeah.
Yeah, let's touch base
Are
on
we talking
that.
single moms?
I don't know.
or-
Well, if they have a Jeep, they're probably going to be broke. So,
So welcome to our world.
No sugar
Which
mamas
is why
there.
they come.
right.
No sugar mamas there. Got it.
All right.
So let's talk
Noted.
about the Jeeps that you guys own. Sam, what is your Jeep?
So I have a 2018 JL Sport.
So first year JL.
Yep. It has a 2-inch lift
Okay.
and a metal cloak front end. I upgraded the front shocks from the stock shocks to the Fox 2.5 reservoirs,
Nice.
and I'm on 35s.
Got
Very
it.
cool.
And it's a sport. Do you have lockers yet?
I have a rear Detroit limited slip
Okay.
in a Dana 44, and I have Dana 30s on the front.
Got it.
And they're all re-geared from the basic factory
Right.
gears to, I think, 488s.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like maybe mid-level,
Yeah.
Sure.
not
For sure.
massive and crazy, but what I like about that particular build is that I can still drive all over. If I want to drive to Moab, I can drive to Moab. I don't have to worry about trailing
Yeah.
my Jeep.
Or
it's
having
my,
like 38s or 40s and
Yeah.
just getting
Yeah.
terrible mileage. Like it's
It's your primary vehicle.
Yeah, it's my
also.
daily
It's
driver.
your daily
Right.
So
driver.
I feel like for me, it's a sweet spot because I enjoy a little bit of rock crawling, but I really love the overlanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
you-
loves camping.
Yeah.
She's, got so many groups early on in our club. She would, take groups of people out, and she has, and many of them now are in our club and,
Yeah.
and very active, and some on the board and Black Ops, and yeah.
Well, I mean, we've said it a million times here at Bent, right? When you come in, there's no right or wrong way to build a Jeep.
Yeah.
It's what are you going to do with your Jeep?
we see
Exactly.
Let's build
every
it
single
accordingly.
variation of it.
Yeah. I
Every
think-
single variation of what you could ask for.
Except for Sahara. Don't buy a Sahara.
Yeah, I think that
Sorry.
the hardest
What
thing.
about a Liberty?
A Liberty?
Don't get any
It
wheels.
just takes a
here.
lot more money to get it to where you can take it places. But we'll do it.
That's not true.
A Liberty?
Yeah, you seen what Mischief Maker's doing with her
Yeah,
Liberty
yeah.
Bibberty?
Well, yeah, but have you seen how BA it is? It's a lot more work to get it to go where you want it to.
She hasn't
yeah.
done anything to it yet.
We need
It's
to put it
stuck.
up against the tracker.
She's wheeled the shit out of that thing.
I
you
bet she
serious?
has.
Yeah, dude. She's
She-
about to start building it in a few weeks. That's why I'm going to Utah.
I know,
it's
but
still,
I feel like
That girl can wheel.
Yeah.
I feel like that Jeep, the Liberty goes places because you're really good on the flooring it. Like
Yeah.
momentum has a lot
It's
to do
all or
with hooking
nothing.
that
All or
in
nothing.
places. You know what I
Momentum's
mean?
your friend in the Liberty Bibberty, I bet.
Yeah, the Liberty is not going to be driving to work on Monday after you wheeled it at Sand Hollow on Saturday.
I don't know, dude. She might say otherwise. I'll get the full
The
story.
steering wheel will be like this the whole way.
Exactly.
I've done that.
Exactly.
I'll get
Patrick.
the full story and
Yeah, get
report
the full
back.
story and we'll have another conversation. What do you drive, Patrick?
I drive a 2019 Jeep Rubicon, and yeah. So, like I said, I started with stock 33s, and basically one of those Mopar lifts was on it. So then I went ahead and got 35s, got new wheels, and then I started Jeeping. I had a TJ. I bought one in '97. And I started to, I put some nice of those aluminum Alcoa wheels.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, and it was the first year the TJ came out, and I was so excited.
I tell everybody I have a 96 Jeep whenever they ask. No? You don't? Okay. Sorry.
Why do you do this?
I don't know.
So I love that Jeep, needless to say. And,
This guy.
then we had kids, and it just didn't make sense for us. And then
Kids.
enter Grand Cherokee.
There's no room in a TJ.
Yeah, enter Grand Cherokee.
Yeah.
And so I never really got to build it or,
Yeah.
but I still love that
Sure.
vehicle. Yeah. So anyway, all these years, kids and growing up and then going off to college, it was like, okay, it's time to get a Jeep. So I wanted to get the Rubicon. And then after that, I started going out with the club and met a lot of the members and got close to them and doing harder stuff and was asked, well, what do you want to do with this? What do you want to, you want to be a rock crawler? Or do you want to be an over? It's like there's that question that everybody, they get to that point where what do you really want to do? And I think, smashing on rocks was the
I was gonna
funnest
say, yeah,
thing.
There's
And-
no
and-
wrong
and
answer,
being
but there's
off
for
camber.
sure a right answer.
Yeah, and being off camber, there's something uncomfortably cool about being a little off camber.
Well,
not
I hate
quite,
it.
I don't-
not
I
quite
hate it.
puckered, but yeah. Some people are very. They have a hard
I'm
time.
fine with it. I'm fine with it. It's fine. Supernatural feeling.
No, David can't handle that.
Super comfortable.
But yeah, so I decided to. I went to Rebel, and we bought. And this was during COVID, so our COVID had just started. I ordered the parts.
That's how long ago?
How long? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
we did that, and I finally got it all in, and we did a garage party with the club, and we built it to what it is today.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's 5.5 inch lift and king coilovers, and now. I mean, all the other things that you do too. So
Yeah.
it was an expense. The vehicle itself was expensive, but the lift and the tires and the wheels and the bead locks. 37s. I know my tires are kind of small for most of the guys that I was running around with at the time, because they started going, like I said, to 60s.
1 tons, yeah.
Yeah, 1 tons and I like driving it. I like being able to drive, like Sam said, drive to Moab. I like to drive to the beach, And once you put the 1 tons on, I think you need a trailer.
You enter to another realm.
Yeah,
in a sense.
because that Jeep's been to the Rubicon, it's been to Moab, it's been to Sand Hollow, and some local, all the local trails here, and. It's been a pleasure to drive. Yeah, I broke an axle shaft or two, but this was probably the most serious break that I've had with it.
Yeah.
Engine's been great. Everything about it except,
And you've got
you make an
3.6.
axle smile, and 3.6.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a smiley axle right now.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
you've come this far, and you've got something pretty new and exciting on the schedule for
Oh, absolutely.
next
Yeah.
week, right?
I got my Ultimate Dana 44 that's in the crate.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the Bent Motorsports podcast. Want to give a huge shout out to an organization that we love to support here at Bent and think you should too. That being Corva. The California Off-Road Vehicle Association is really putting in the work to keep our public off-road lands open. It only costs $40 a year to be a member of Corva, and the way we see it, if we've spent this much money on our off-road car, we could spend $40 to save off-road as we know it. Corva is working on all of our behalfs to promote, protect, and preserve off-road recreation and four-wheel drive access on public lands throughout all of California. So if you'd like to become a Corva member and play a role in preventing our trails from being permanently shut down, you can check out corva.org. Again, that's CORVA.org. Bent Motorsports is proudly a platinum sponsor of Corva.
I'm so
excited?
I'm so excited.
Are you?
I'm
Because
so excited.
you don't seem like it right
no,
now.
No. I am.
I mean,
I've
if I were you, I'd be rolling on the floor crying.
well,
You still got some buyer's remorse.
Oh,
You know how it is. You get a little stressed
that what
out.
it is?
I'll be doing that after I see it on, and it's just going to be so solid. Hopefully.
okay, but right now you're still a little like, oh, I really
Well,
did that.
Yeah, well, I'm still driving it like this,
Yeah.
so
Okay, well, that's
but,
fair.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Monday it's going to come in, and Axel's sitting here in the garage, and I'm looking forward to seeing the guys.
So it's
get
not
it
going to be
all
about the
installed.
stance anymore.
Yeah, we're
no,
going
no,
away
no,
from
no,
the
no,
tuner scene.
Yeah.
No more. You're not going to have to stop going to the tuner shows.
I know.
The cool thing about that axle though is that it is a genuine Dana axle,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
beefed up from Dana. It's not the size of the normal. What is that? The M210 is the front diff.
And
That's the
M220 is the
20.
rear.
right.
M2, M9er.
Yeah, that's the one. So like, I think the axle
Kitchen
tubes are
niner
bigger.
there, Tom?
The
They are.
brackets
They're
themselves
huge.
are bigger,
They're
and
huge.
then the nice
seat-
thing you
the
have
C's
the
are huge.
yeah they are.
Yeah.
You have the one piece shaft on the side.
Correct. Got rid
So
of the
The whole
fad.
fad's deleted.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
one solid
So
tube.
one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, we've got a broken axle from your outer, from your fat.
sitting right there.
That was from, what was that, Lucifer Canyon? What's it called?
Devil's Canyon. Yeah, Devil's
pretty
close.
Canyon.
Pretty
that
close.
Was some welding on the trail too.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I think I've talked about this in other podcasts though. But they invited me to. You guys invited me to go with you.
Yeah.
Because it's a very limited. You got to get a permit. It's very. We had to meet like.
insurance.
Yeah, I had to meet
all
like the
these
game
things.
warden or somebody out there
Yep,
and go
yep.
through the permit and everything. And
Where?
Devil's Canyon.
Where's that at?
It's out there just on your way to Ocotillo. It's
Yeah.
like
Ocotillo City,
yeah,
not Ocotillo Wells.
right,
Okay.
right.
El Centro,
Sorry.
Yuma,
All right.
Plaster City.
None of that is
Okay, she
anywhere.
gets it.
You meet up at the Chevron,
Okay.
and then you go under the freeway, and then you go back into the canyon.
Yeah.
Like you're going to go to Dos Cabezas,
out.
but you keep
He's
going
abusive.
and back, and you end up underneath those bridges that when you're
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
down into.
Yeah, basically when you're taking the Interstate 8 down,
Yeah.
you're
We're-
basically coming up the canyon through the
Oh,
middle of
very
it.
Yeah,
cool.
we're right below. Like so, we hear the cars,
Yeah.
going over those bridges, and
That was a rad trail. But I knew, I watched videos,
Yes,
and these guys told me how gnarly it was. So there's no way I'm taking my LG on it. So I called Bill. Like, hey, Bill, you want to go to this super exclusive
you're not
off-road
busy this
event?
he was
weekend.
not. Yeah,
I'm like, it's super exclusive. It's invite only.
God.
People have paid money.
Yeah.
And do you want to go? And he's like, yeah, I totally want to go. Okay, cool. Pick me up at like 6. And so he picks me up, and then he's like, you're not going to take your Jeep? No, I'm going to ride with you. We get down there, and he finally realizes, you didn't bring your Jeep because I'm going to get destroyed out here. I'm like, for sure. For sure,
Good
that's
luck
why.
though. Good luck for sure.
and he did have some.
Well, he's got a 2-door JK
yeah,
on 35s.
yeah.
It's a Rubicon, but I mean, those waterfalls were as tall as his Jeep. He would get up these waterfalls, and literally his front tires would just crest over, and he's sitting on his spare. And he's like, hey, you look at me, what do I do now? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Winch, I don't know. He was so mad at me.
I'm never
Yeah.
picking you up to take you
Yeah,
anywhere.
ever.
That's
Yeah.
one of those trails where you're almost better off with a longer wheelbase.
You for sure.
Yeah,
you get on
definitely.
with this.
Yeah, but we had a guy Arnie who had a TJ, and that its name was Thumper, and he literally the thing was so light, and he could just kind of. I mean, literally bounce over these rocks.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, waterfalls were difficult, but I mean, it was just amazing what he
Yeah.
could do with that Jeep. And it, had nothing but a 2.5-inch lift on it. But
Yeah. It has a lot to do
you
with
know.
weight, and it has a lot to do with a little bit more wheelbase. And
yeah,
yeah, weight is super critical.
Yeah.
I think we find a lot of people weigh down their Jeeps with a lot of unnecessary things.
yeah.
Including David, actually.
I've done it. Hey, this is why I'm in the business, right? I've tried it all.
My Jeep's way too heavy.
I've had every Jeep out there almost, other than the new ones.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to bring real data to my customers that hey, I've gone out and tried that. I've put 7,000 extra pounds on my car
Yeah.
and went out and tried to wheel it.
Like we went to Johnson Valley when we were pre-running for King of the Hammers.
Yeah.
We have our friend Nick in a Samurai.
Yeah.
And then you have me
saw his
in a
Samurai.
four-door JK.
Wow.
Watching those two vehicles go down the same trail together,
it's-
it's like you would expect it not to be the same trail at all. Like
No.
we totally had to take different ways.
Right.
Everything was
Right.
different. There was not a single thing he could do that I could do or I could do that he could do.
Yeah.
And
You
he's
know?
on 31s in a Samurai, and you're on 37s
Sevens.
in a JK.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally
So
different
just-
animals. So talking about that, talking about Seneca Jeep Club,
Yeah.
seeing all these people and being on the trail with all these people, new, old, veterans, whatever.
Yeah.
And I know we say there's no right or wrong, or there's no one way to do it, but is there one Jeep out of all the Jeeps that you would say, hey, if you're brand new, you haven't bought a Jeep yet, go get this Jeep, because this Jeep is going to be a great entry level for you to get into whatever type of Jeeping you want, whether you go overlanding or trail running or rock crawling. This is the base. This is the one you get.
It's funny that
Tough
you asked
question,
that.
right?
It's a tough question because in our world, the people already have the Jeep. So the only advice we can give them is
They should have bought a different Jeep, which would be
No. We don't try to go. Oh my God! We don't do that.
Why would you buy that?
No, but you can always
So no
turn lemons
liberties.
into lemonade.
Wheel it
Right.
first.
We were talking about Saharas, and you can work with them, and it just depends on what they want to do with it, and how much money
Yeah.
they want to spend budget wise. But I mean, it's a Jeep, and
So my opinion is, because Patrick's being super politically correct for his club, which is very
Absolutely.
good.
I
I
applaud
commend you
for
on that. But the right answer is a 2015 four-door JK Rubicon.
oh yeah, that's a great.
Right? I think that's the perfect, from my experience working in the shop, working on Jeeps,
Yeah.
and doing the upgrades for everybody, right? When I see people come in and say, I got this Jeep and I've been out wheeling and now I want to do this and I'm with the club now and I want to do, okay, and I look at their Jeep and I go, okay, well, you bought the Sierra, so we're going to need this, right? And it's this long
Right
list.
off the bat, it's
right
like
out of
gears.
the gate,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Versus if you just went and got, and I say 2015, but like 2013 to
Anything over-
17
yeah, anything
four-door,
about
and
2013.
four-door JK.
Yeah.
Rubicon.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, with
It's got the 4-to-1 transfer case. It's got the unlocking sway bar. It's got the Dana 44 front and rear. It's got the lockers front and rear, right?
Yes.
It's got everything right out of the gate that you
Yeah.
need. And for some reason, those JKs wheel really good.
Yeah.
Like, they do really, really well. They have just enough computers on them to keep them going. You guys both drive JLs, and I'm sure you haven't had any problems yet.
Oh my God.
Not yet.
But-
lots.
Like,
I
2
have.
batteries, stop, start. There's like
Oh,
5 computers
It's
on those
just too
things.
much.
There's
I've
a
got
lot,
locker,
right?
My locker sensors went out. I mean,
Right.
there's
So
all
you
kinds
have
of-
experienced it.
There's too much. No, there's too much safety stuff. The thing I like about the JK, the one thing that, as a JL owner, I'd look at I'd price things, and every part that I wanted that was a JK equivalent, theirs were cheaper.
Yeah.
Because there's so many more JKs. So literally, it's cheaper to build a JK.
Sure.
Early on, there was more product available for JKs. I mean, it's getting a little better now, but there's still a price difference.
But there was still, I mean,
Yeah.
you look at it, the JLs have been out for 6 years now,
Yeah,
technically,
yeah,
where the JKs had a 10-year run.
Oh, yeah.
So that 10 years of
It-
developing
it's-
through all these companies
Right.
has just made this like eclectic. That's one of my favorite things about having the JKs. I can go on there and go, I want this, and kind of type it in and go, oh wow, there's like 17 of them. Like
Yeah.
there's all these Google things that pop up. Oh,
Well,
cool.
also, it was the biggest selling Jeep of all
100%.
of all the models. So
Yeah.
there's more JKs. It would take I don't know how many years for beyond 10 years to get the
Well,
same.
and
the
so
JLs.
manufacturers are smart. They're going to build
Sure.
parts for JKs.
Well, the Jeeps do 10-year stints, right? That's when they
Yeah.
change it, right? Everything is a
Correct.
10-year stint, right?
Yeah.
So in 2028, they'll come out with whatever the next Jeep Wrangler is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not to say that the JLs aren't really good. They've done a lot of things like dual load carrying ball joints.
Yeah.
They've got bigger front and rear axles. They've
Bigger
got
brakes
a lot of
all the way around.
yeah, the bigger
too.
brakes all the way around, right?
Right.
So yes, there are a lot of really, really nice features on the JLs.
And they're really comfortable. And so,
They're
you know,
seated, heat
yeah,
seaters,
yeah. Now
push
they're
button
electric
remote
seats.
start,
Now they're electric
electric seats.
But you
which
know what
we
the
didn't
other
get.
good part is too? Underrated in a sense is that you can go get a JK and go get somebody with a JL that just got a big brake kit, because we all know everybody just wants to get stuff like that, and that like is a direct bolt on to a JK. Well, now you just got a super cool big brake kit for like dirt cheap because somebody was just getting rid of it.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that. There's a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
can happen
hand-me-downs.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
hand-me-down parts
Yeah.
that go from the JKs to JLs or
Right,
JLs to
right.
JKs in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
So-
argue as well too that generation of JK, correct me if I'm wrong, is the great majority of our customer base as well. Like that's what we
Yeah.
tend to see.
And they're all white, actually. That's the thing. I'm not kidding you. Last week, it was this week. Maybe it was last week. I had
mine was here, too.
I had two JLs, just me alone that it worked on. Both of them were white. And then this week, the beginning of the week was two JKs, and both of them were white. It was like, is that all that people get? And then I think Matt had a white Gladiator on his lift, and there was another white Jeep that got pulled in the back that I think you guys were like changing tires on.
David
I'm like,
Rice's was there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
how many people buy white Jeeps?
And it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
A lot. It's a
Also
really
the-
expensive upgrade.
Yeah.
To have a
To
white-
have no
to have
color.
something with color is a really expensive
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
upgrade.
Yeah, because
So
So
Tuscadero.
you get white
There's no
because you
charge.
just
There's no charge.
There's no
for-
charge for
There's no
white.
charge for
So
primer.
That's a thing.
Yeah, yeah, right.
We call
It's
them primer
You gotta
Jeeps.
save money.
The gray
Yeah.
ones too, you know, the gray is borderline primer.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
there's a joke in there about white privilege somewhere. But I haven't found it.
Not there yet.
I'll get it eventually. It'll come to
Yeah.
me. I gotta take some notes.
Yeah, it does seem to be, though, in our experience, one of the most buildable
Yeah.
platforms in the sense that in my experience, I feel like that's the customer that we see most often, that we do, those like building block, like the Legos is like what Curtis
Yeah.
says, right?
Yeah.
Upgrades, that's always the guy that comes back in, and it seems that he's always the one to be like,
Wants more,
dude,
more.
this is so cool. Like,
Yeah. Right.
like that's always,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
well, in the JK, you had steel knuckles, and the JL has the aluminum.
Yeah.
And even the steering boxes early on, like mine,
The
they were
aluminum
aluminum.
ones.
And now I have a steel one because I, sent it to Redneck Ram, Texas Off Road, and they sent it back to me all ported, and I really love that system. I mean,
Yeah.
some people, PSC is definitely what most of my friends run, but they're on 1 ton, so it takes a lot of energy to push those 40s and
For sure.
42s, which is the new 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll say about the JLs that I've noticed is that on a JK, like if you came into me with a stock JK Rubicon even,
Yeah.
and you said, I want to go to 37s. All right, well, we're going to have to look at this, right?
Yeah.
Let's go through. We're going to probably have to upgrade your ball joints. Your steering's going to have to be upgraded right off the bat. Gears. Where
yeah.
like a JL, for instance,
Yeah.
I feel like it's not as bad.
It's
like
not as
they
bad.
already beefed them up enough to where you can kind of get away with it. We have customers all the time that come in with stock steering. Sometimes you're kind of being nitpicky, just
Yeah.
looking out for the preventative maintenance
Right,
side of things,
right.
but there's plenty of customers that have come in here and just go, I want 38s, throw it on there, stock this, stock that. We put a 3-inch, 3.5-inch lift on it,
Yeah.
and they're good to go. And we don't,
If they're not using lock or like, if you're not on rocks and locked, you're
You could be pretty
fine, but,
forgiving.
I mean, it's a struggle. Like when you're
Yeah.
locked, and I always tell the guys that are, moving up in that direction, like you need to get some hydraulic steering. There's budget, and then there's, PSC, which is like the
Yeah.
best. That was out of my range when I was
Yeah.
going to do that, but I recommend it because it makes rock crawling so much easier, or any obstacles. Because I just remember sweating, like, you get up in line and you got to make sure you have your lockers on straight. Because once you turn them on, you were
yeah, good luck.
you had to get that line just where you get those tires set just right because you didn't want to have to turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know this is this is my opinion on the JK 4-door. Like we can argue with everybody listening for
Yeah.
days. It's just like the IFS versus solid axle, right? Like we
Yeah,
could go
right.
on for days and days about.
Or I-beams, of course.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Yeah, just make sure.
Hannah
it's
and the
just-
whoop scissors.
Yeah, well, I just want everyone to know they have options. Is all.
Yeah, if you're a big Ford.
You can even one up the JK Ford Rubicon and just go ahead and get the Recon, because the Recon JKs
True.
were even
Recon's
better, right?
sweet.
Like
Recon's
bigger
sweet.
axles.
Yes.
I think they had chromoly shafts from the factory, maybe not.
I can't remember.
But there's a few
It's too-
trick things that those things had right off the
Yeah, the
right off
Recon.
the bat.
is definitely the step up.
456s, I think, from the factory. They had red
Yeah.
seat belts. Those are cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want the
Red
seatbelts.
nets in the door. Those are cool.
Yeah, and they're not plentiful, so you find one.
And they're not
definitely.
like terribly expensive comparatively.
Right.
So, and they're nicely trimmed too. I mean, you get inside one of those things and it's all leather, red
Yeah, it's
stitching.
nice.
They're
It's
they're
nice.
nice Jeeps.
Yeah, for the JK at that time of the
Mm-hmm.
that was the 10th.
That was like close to the 10th.
anniversary
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
Rubicon.
They only made them like 17 and 18, I think, or maybe just 18.
Yeah, probably a year and a half. something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So
Great
what
vehicle.
about what events you guys got coming up? I'm sure you've got something coming up.
Let me take a look here.
The little
But,
calendar.
I mean,
Yeah,
I just want to get the dates right, but okay. So the big thing here is Bent is
Good old
going
pal.
is sponsoring our. Thank you for sponsoring our Big Bear Weekend.
Best $12 I ever spent.
And so we're gonna be out there. Let me get the dates right. Saturday, July 13th is the trail day run. A lot of us will be there on Friday, and we don't have. It's not like it's a group camping. People will be camping. It's all on your own, basically, of where you're
I got
gonna
a hotel.
stay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam has a
Weenie.
group camping spot and no room for me.
Couldn't
Can
take
you
it.
believe
Wow.
They didn't
Selfish.
I got
Selfish.
I'm not very outdoorsy. if I'm being honest.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
still not sure if you even like off road, to be totally
Go
honest.
look at his camping section though and tell me he's not outdoorsy. He's got so much stuff up in the rafters that you'd think he goes every single
Well,
weekend.
he's beyond that now, though, right?
Yeah, I've moved on.
Yes,
I
yeah.
did my time in the
Yeah.
trenches.
Why don't you bring your RV up there?
You know how much gas it takes to
Oh.
get up there? Buy
Yeah,
a
but if you
hotel's
want to be
cheaper.
comfy,
Hotel's cheaper than all that
Yeah.
gas.
And you got to find a park, and they're pretty loaded on the summer. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
easy.
July.
Yeah.
We're talking July.
Yeah, July. Yeah, July 13th.
Don't
And-
worry, I'm gonna come over to where you guys are camping and hang out. I'll Uber over,
Okay, awesome.
and then I'll Uber back. You have Uber in Big Bear?
And then you'll go back home and put on your fluffy robe and your slippers and an eye
My-
mask
and my pipe.
in your hotel room.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to let Sam
Nice.
tell all about what we got planned for Saturday.
Okay.
You want to
Oh, we've got
do
some
that?
good plans.
Yeah.
Well,
we
just Saturday
do.
of the event, right?
Yeah.
Of the event, because we have 3 different trails to go and to do, and go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, so the nice thing about the Big Bear Run is that we host 3 different trails. Members get to choose which trail they'd like to be a part of.
Yeah.
Some of the trails are pretty exclusive. We do have some pretty heavy requirements for some of the trails that we're doing.
Yeah.
We're doing the Holcomb Valley Truck Trail, the
Also-
Easy Truck Trail.
Yeah.
Also known as Gold Rush, yeah.
Yep, very scenic.
Which is the most, that's the beginner run, right?
It's the most
Correct.
difficult one
And
of all.
And it's meant
yeah,
to be
it's the-
structured as like an easy, medium, hard,
Yeah,
correct? So that's
it's
your initial
It's
easy
the
trail.
easy run. yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So when people are on your website, clicking around, signing up for runs, they'll know, and I think it's the verbiage tells you.
Yeah, we do like a Google form and they click on it and they fill in all their information and it
Yeah.
has a brief description of each trail so that they
Okay.
know which one to pick for them. Then we have an intermediate level trail which is called Escape Heartbreak Ridge. And
Correct.
Okay.
That's what I'm
So-
doing.
Yeah, and those of you
are
that
we-
have done Heartbreak Ridge, it's Anthony. He's our tail gunner, and he's finding a different route. It still
Yeah.
ends up at Heartbreak Ridge, but it's going to be a little different.
Yeah,
from-
he's tweaked
from-
it a little bit.
I haven't been on that trail yet, so I'm gonna do that one in the Gold CJ.
Are we taking turns? And is that what you're implying?
Wait, what car are you driving?
I mean, I don't.
Are you in the CJ?
Well, you said I'll take that one as if we were trading off. Are we?
Okay, so let
'Cause
me
look, I'm gonna
correction.
be-
I'll be in my blue LJ. Repeat, my blue LJ. Hannah will be in
So
the CJ.
you're gonna look me dead in my eyes right now and tell me that you will wheel the CJ in the hard trail.
No, that's the intermediate trail.
Yeah.
Right.
So what about the hard trail?
I'm
So
not doing
the-
the hard trail.
Yeah.
So the
see?
hard trail
So who is?
The hard
God.
trail
is
I'll
Gold
do it.
Mountain.
Yeah.
which
So-
is
so-
super torn
I'll do
up
it.
right now.
I got it.
It's super
Really
torn up.
hard.
That's fine.
I've done Gold Mountain a million times. I don't want to do it again. Now,
It's
the
so
only reason
different.
why I'm doing the other one is because I've never been on it and I want to see something new. It's
Yeah.
not has nothing to do with the severity of the trail
Right.
for me. It's just it's a different thing for me to look at.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
we
that's
like
cute.
That's what it is.
we,
Yeah.
we
That's
kind of
what it
like
is.
Are you going?
Yeah, dog.
What trail are you doing?
I guess I'm doing the hard one if you won't do it.
Okay, then do you want to do that in the CJ?
I guess. Well, who else is gonna do it, David?
I hate it here.
Okay, so Hannah, you're gonna be on Gold Mountain
Let's
with
do it.
us.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'll be there
Perfect.
one way or another.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be there in all three of the trails, but it sounds
Yeah.
like
Well, I guess at least my LJ has air conditioning.
pick one.
I know Sydney and Roy are coming for
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
for
nice.
Gold
Mountain.
So
Very cool.
So they're
there.
not doing Holcomb Trail?
No.
No, but
Okay.
at the end of the trail, anyone's welcome to whatever they want to
Yeah.
do after that.
Sure.
We're
It's
just
free country.
Yeah. So typically, we like to get people on that hard trail that haven't done or want a badge, that
Right.
haven't done it.
Oh yeah, it's
time
a
around.
trail. It's a badge of honor trail.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
the medium
definitely.
trail is going to
Just
be.
so you know, if you get close enough to John Bull, you can check into it, and you can pretty much get that badge if you want.
Yeah. The only thing I want to get across.
Is that what you did?
David's that guy.
Me? I don't have any
you
do?
badges.
Have you not seen the
Yeah. the
However,
wall.
I'm not the trail
on the
whisperer.
wall?
Yeah.
The trail whisperer
Yes.
has all of them.
Are those? Are you?
Those
I
are
think
legit.
those might be a lie now.
No.
These?
No.
That's it.
I mean, you
Somebody
just
get 'em on
said
the
you
horn.
like check in. Just check in, and you'll get the badge.
Hey, just so you know, okay.
Well, that is true.
Fun story.
Yeah, he did say that.
Fun
He did
story.
say that.
It's a GPS coordinate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm no aviation expert, but is
Clearly.
the GPS coordinate when you're standing on Earth the same as the GPS coordinate if you're 15, 20,000 feet in the air?
Yeah.
It is, right?
So yeah.
Because I was flying to Texas once and I had my phone open.
Wait, that's not true. There's longitude, latitude, then there's also like the z-axis, right?
But
That's
that's-
how. Is that not how it's measured?
In flight, yeah, but
It's just altitude at this GPS. What altitude are you at?
Well, is it altitude or is it like the z-axis
No, it's
of?
just z-axis is the altitude.
That's the altitude.
And that's not measured in coordinates.
No, I was
only-
flying to
I would
Dallas.
imagine
You know
not
what?
if it's
And when I
Earth-based,
landed,
it's
my
Earth-based.
phone, the app popped up and said, "Hey, we noticed you were next to this trail. Did you do the trail?" Sure did.
Oh.
I was like 30,000
Dude.
feet above
See?
it.
I think we have to question everything.
Nailed
now.
it.
So the most exciting part about
Yes.
Big Bear
This
Yes,
is
yes.
exciting.
is that we will have a representative from Bent Motorsports on each of our trails,
That's
so that our
right.
members will get to wheel with them.
Cool.
Right.
And then after our trails are over, we'll be having dinner at Wyatt's. It's buy your own meal.
Yeah.
But we'll have our swag table set up there. Bent Motorsports will have a table set up there as well.
That's right.
So that when
Oh, we've
members
got all
come
kinds
in
of
and
stuff planned
Yep.
for Wyatt's.
All, we,
Yeah.
Oh,
all we
yeah.
have is shot glasses. So
No.
And so that's nice. I think the best part is that they get to make a connection with you.
yes.
And they get to talk to you and
Yeah.
they get to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
They get more information. They make
Yeah.
the connection, which is nice.
And we're excited. I know I'm just preaching to you guys. You've heard this a million times from me, but because we go wheeling and we're out on the trail with you guys, with other wheelers, our primary goal at Bent is customer satisfaction, right? We want everybody to be stoked,
Yeah.
right? Because we're going to be on the trail with you. The last thing I need is Patrick's Jeep breaking down on the trail because I did something wrong, right?
It's a bad look.
Like we treat
It's a
every
bad
Jeep
look.
here
It
like
is
it's
a
our
bad
Jeep,
look. Ugh.
right? We treat every Jeep here like it's our Jeep.
Yeah.
Like if I'm prepping his Jeep to go to the trail, it's like I'm prepping my Jeep.
Yes.
Because the last thing I want to do while I'm enjoying a day off and wheeling is to have to work
Working
and
on
fix
Patrick's
something.
Jeep.
Working on Patrick's Jeep.
I don't want to work on Patrick's Jeep.
No. So I mean,
Well, I'll
and
be pre-running I'll be pre-running a Gold Mountain before that, so we'll know.
we'll test it.
Yeah.
We'll know. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah, we got a little
It's
bit
rough.
off track there. Can you give me an order one more time, just for the people who are listening
Oh, yeah.
that like want to go? What
Easy
are those
trail.
3 trails one more time that we're doing, starting from easiest to hardest?
So the easiest trail is our Holcomb Valley Truck Trail.
Yeah.
The intermediate run is the Escape from Heartbake Ridge.
Okay.
And then our most difficult advanced run is Gold Mountain.
Perfect. Okay, and so if someone's listening to this and they go, "Hey, that's cool. I either want to meet the Bent Motorsports crew, go wheeling,
Well, yeah.
or I want to meet the SCJC crew or become a member," where should they go from here? Should they go to your Facebook page, your website? How do you get involved?
Yeah, so that information is on our website,
Okay.
which is sdjcrocks.com.
www.
We are also on Facebook. We have our page. The
Yeah.
information is on there, but the information is also posted within our group. So if you're a member of our group, you can click on our events tab and all of that information will show up.
Yeah, and you guys have a great Facebook page too, by the way. So again, if
thank
you're
you.
listening to this and you're like, "That's piqued my interest a little bit," check out the San Diego Jeep Club Facebook page. It's kind of I don't want to say a forum because that's not really accurate, but there's a lot of people on there posting, hey, I did this weekend. Hey, I'm gonna do this. Does anyone want to go? Hey, can
Right.
somebody recommend
Lot
a
of good
shop?
chatter.
I look at it every single day, and it's a really good community. So
Yeah.
it's a good place to start if you just want to kind of dip your toes in the water and
Correct,
see what
correct.
we're all about. That's a good place to start for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, and as far as those runs go, like I said, I'll be on the Heartbreak Ridge with my LJ. Hannah's going to be on Gold Mountain with the race CJ, and we don't know who's doing the Holcomb Truck Trail yet.
Curtis probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
might
yeah,
be,
they-
it,
they
it
can
honestly
do that.
might be Curtis in his
Gladiator.
Yeah,
his
his
Gladiator.
Wait, I'm confused. Are we not doing all 3 trails?
No, no,
No,
no. You
it's
sign
just-
up for your trail, and then everybody goes out to your own trail.
Why would we?
Because they're all at the same time.
They're
Yeah.
all at the same
Oh.
time.
Yeah,
At the exact
the
same
hard
time.
the hard trail will be a little earlier.
Okay, I didn't
just
know
in
that.
case.
I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
that
yeah.
they were like throughout the day. I was like, well, I'm
No,
doing all
because
of
the
them.
hard trail will take as long or longer than
Yeah.
the easy trail.
It's a lot of vehicles to get through a lot of miles of trail.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
it
so-
appears.
But now
It all-
you're
you-
clarified.
She was yelling at me, and now
I know.
Yeah,
It's
I
all
was
makes
like-
Sense now,
What do you
right?
mean you're only
Normally-
doing one trail? What are you
Yeah.
talking about, dude?
The only time we had issues was when they would do Holcomb afterwards.
Yeah.
And then all that crew would come in late at the lunch at the
Yeah.
dinner.
dinner is
meetup.
important. We got to get to
But
dinner.
you know, I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
I
always-
like to eat.
it's
Lunch
fun.
and dinner is important.
They have really good
Breakfast is too, though.
They have really good
Yeah.
food there, and it's
Snacks.
a big, huge place. It's big parking lot, easy to get in, and we've enjoyed being there.
So I think that maybe Curtis will do the one in his Gladiator. He just put 40s on his brand new Gladiator, and he's not going
yeah.
to wheel that one hard.
Then,
So
yeah, send him on
Yeah.
the
yeah.
Holcomb.
So he might do the Holcomb Trail one.
That's a really
He
fun
could-
one
he could
because
be- he-
they're
Yeah.
it's all your beginner crew
Yeah.
with people who are just like, yes, Big
Lots
Bear, I've
of
never
new
been,
people.
and
Yeah.
a lot of new people. It's
That place
it's
is
a
beautiful
really
too.
big,
Like some of the best views when you're up there.
Yes.
You know,
Some
I
of
think
the-
people are gonna
Yes.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's some of the first timers, you know, like that'll be their first run
Yeah.
with the club, and we always ask, hey, who's new? Like when we have the drivers meeting, and it'll usually be about 20%.
I'm going to
Oh,
raise my
nice.
hand for
So,
sure.
and it's the biggest group of all. Yeah. So
Yeah.
So how many people can you expect at I would say an average of these trails?
I would say that last year we had 60, I believe, right on the Holcomb Creek, not Holcomb Creek. Gold Rush, Holcomb Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, Holcomb Valley. So we split it in
possibly,
two, or it
yeah.
was like 25 and 25,
It
something
was
like
really
that.
big.
Solid.
Yeah, it
last
was
year.
big, and
Yeah.
And do you guys cap it? Do you cap the number?
we haven't had to.
Haven't
because
had to.
I can look at the list and go, okay, we have 70 people are going to show up. They're not. We're going to have 50.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
so
right.
It's
always
just
about
what I-
20%
Yeah,
difference.
20%.
Life happens. People
Yeah.
sign up in months in
Now,
advance. and then they
the
can't go.
intermediate is capped. The hard is capped. We have to because we only have so many. You know, we have a trail boss, we have a mid gunner and a tail, and an extra black ops. We have to have enough people to safely
Yeah.
run those trails
Yeah.
and make it fun. Because if you get too big, especially on a hard trail,
Sure, it gets
you
boring.
know,
you
our
covered
group's
the
going to
whole
be
trail.
12. That's it, and that's a
Yeah.
big group for a lot of people. But it's a San Diego Jeep Club. We want people to go out and have a good time on a hard trail, as long as their rig is qualified and to get through it in a
Cool.
Yeah.
a good matter of time and safe. Yeah, that's what we do. And Holcomb
cool.
Creek is great for new Jeepers. So if any of you want to come out with us, it's
Not
a really
Holcomb
good trail.
Creek.
Not Holcomb.
Holcomb Truck Trail.
You
Yeah.
can edit that out. Yeah.
Don't do
Holcomb
Holcomb
Valley
Creek.
Truck
Holcomb
Trail.
Valley Truck
Yeah.
Trail.
It's a
Right.
beautiful ride. There's some ruts. There's a little bit of flexing going on there. So we still recommended disconnecting there and airing down for comfort. So there's all of that because it does get a little squirrely. We're going to pre-run that, so we'll see what's going on. And then we'll let everybody know on the event page. That's where you go. Whatever you need information, what time, where the meetup spot is, that's all going to be there.
That's on the event page,
Yeah.
yeah. Now, after that event,
Yeah.
the next big event, which I love going to every year, is your guys' birthday bash.
Yes.
You want to tell me a little bit about that?
The birthday bash, it's going to be awesome. We're out at the
The Magini.
yeah. If you can cut that, let me do that again.
Got it.
You say it.
Mangini or Mangini?
Mangini, that's it. Okay. Yeah, so the birthday bash is at the Mangini Winery out in Julian, and we put on a basically it's all free. We have a barbecue, we have hamburgers, hot dogs, we have music, we have a raffle. All our vendors, including Bent, they're going to be there, and all our vendors have donated items for raffle. We're also collecting toys. It's the kickoff to our Toys for Tots season, where at the end of the year we're going to collect all these toys. We're going to collect checks from people that's going to go directly to Toys for Tots, and that's one of the coolest things about it. Also, the raffle, almost half goes to Toys for Tots. The rest keeps the club and supports it. And it's just a good time. And you don't even have to have a Jeep to go to that. So you can, if your Jeep's broken, there's no reason not to still come out, have some free food, come out. And, also, we have people bring side dishes, too.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if they want to bring dessert and share, or some family recipe that they just want to share with their Jeep friends, come on out. And
It's a massive raffle.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like one of the
it's
bigger
huge.
raffles that I've seen.
it
Like,
supports the club for the whole year,
Yeah.
practically. And
so, I mean, if you're super into raffles, go, because it's got some bomb prizes
Yeah,
in
it's
it.
I
got
was
some
going to
bomb-
say, you guys have had some really good, because
Yeah.
last year we donated the winch,
Oh,
right?
and
Yeah,
and,
we had
and
a-
gears.
The year
And
before,
gears.
Before we had gears.
Yeah.
Gears. Yeah,
You
dude,
guys
that's a
gave us
damn
2
good
items
raffle
last
prize.
year, so,
Yeah, probably.
which was very nice, right?
I would say probably last year we had about 40 different raffle prizes.
That's crazy.
Big
Yeah.
big to little, but
Yeah.
we appreciate it from all our vendors who we are very appreciative of, and they appreciate our club, and it's just a great way to kind of get together, celebrate Jeeping, and just be with the community and have a great day out there at the winery. The winery is just fantastic. They let us pull that event there, and they don't even charge the club for it. We hope that you'll go to the winery and buy some wine, because it's amazing. And,
Yeah.
we're looking forward to seeing as many people out there. Let me just get the date.
They support you, so you support them, type of thing.
Yeah, right? I mean, because there's a lot of people show up for it, so.
Yeah, it's Saturday, August 10th, and that's at 11 a.m. And, it's out in Julian. You go to the event page, or you go to sdjc.rocks and go to the events page there, the calendar, and it'll give you the directions of where it is, what time, and you'll get to visit with all the vendors, and you'll get to visit with us, and let's make our Toys for Tots
Yeah.
bigger than last year. Yeah.
And just to reiterate too, with vendors, yes, this is, Bet Motorsports Podcast, and yes, we like to support you guys, and you guys support us by bringing us Jeeps and business, but the Jeep community is super small, and this is where all of us, I talk to all the other shops too, Lifestyle and Shift. Sorry. On spot. There's a lot of shops, right? We deal with Over Warehouse. We deal with 4 Wheel Parts. We deal with, it's a small community. So we're all there. We're all friends. Rebel. We all get together, and it's for Toys for Tots. It's for the birthday bash for you
Right.
guys. So when you do go on the Facebook page and you ask a question like, hey, where should I go to get my gears done? You're going to get a lot of people chiming in about where you should go.
Right.
Right? And it comes down to whatever you want. Who's close to you? Who's got a better price, right? All of our prices flutter around a little bit. Some people are closer than others. None of us get hurt feelings, it's
Right.
we're all working together for the same goal. Get on the trail, have a good time.
Yes.
And the birthday bash, let's get some Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
And let's get some prizes
I
out
mean-
there for
We do offer a pretty good discount.
we do offer a pretty good discount for
Yes.
Standard Jeep Club members. I think right now we're 15% off of any of the parts you buy through us through vendors we utilize. I know that Shift has similar deals, and I'm sure Lifestyle has similar deals. But we're all in different parts of the county. We all work together. There's so many Jeeps out there. We don't have enough capacity to do every single Jeep. So I'm not going to I got to get all the Jeep work.
Right.
It's we all do a little bit of different things. Shift does work that. I don't work on engines. I don't do head gaskets. Shift does all that stuff, right?
Right.
So we straighten axles. Shift doesn't. So Shift sends us work. We send them work. We all kind of work together on this. So never. Not that you would feel bad about thinking that there's no loyalty, right? We're all part of the SDJC family.
Right.
So if SDJC is saying use one of these shops, it's because you guys have been to us, you know us, you recommend us. It's a genuine recommendation, and we all get along. So there's no. I just want everybody to know, like, I
If you
don't.
did have to choose one, like,
I mean, it never hurts.
Never mind the logo.
yeah.
I will,
I'm not gonna point fingers or anything, but it's just a thing.
I will say some of the members, they'll put in, the shop that they use. And, I always try to go on there and I'll post all our vendors and I'll say, well, these are the shops that support what we do. We
Right.
could not do this without you guys
Right.
and our other vendors. And they're more like friends,
Yeah.
than it's not just this business thing, we genuinely enjoy the company of all our vendors and what they do for us and what they bring to our organization. And like I said, we couldn't do it without them. And so that's how I.
Well, we
that's all I have
appreciate
to
you
say.
guys. It really helps us. I know it helps all of us small businesses when
Yeah.
it's a very two-way street. So thank you. We're looking forward to Big Bear.
Yes.
We're looking forward to the birthday bash. We'll be at both of them. We'll definitely have swag in our vehicles with us when we're on the trails. So
I might even bring my light brackets, maybe.
there you go. Jake's got a new product he's selling.
We'll go over that later.
Oh, that's right.
We'll get you on board. Don't worry.
One other thing, there's probably going to be a night run, so it's
you
going to
have
be
to buy my
it's
bracket.
going to be an easy run
This is for the Big Bear event.
with the Big Bear
Okay.
event. But after the dinner, maybe we'll take an hour after that and then meet for a night run. So that's always fun because it's going to be spooky. It's going to be dark.
I don't know.
It's gonna be
I
Is
don't
there
know.
Sasquatch out there?
You never
Yes.
know.
Sam
We're gonna-
Squamch.
we might do calls out there, you
Yeah,
know, right?
yeah, we do. We practice our Sasquatch.
The ghost- the ghost
bushes
whisperers?
waiting.
So you can turn
That'd
your
be
lights
so-
out. You can turn your lights out and blind the person who's right.
Yeah, I'll turn on all my lights and melt whatever's
You
in
want
front of me.
40,000 lumens in your face?
Yeah, we're gonna do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Those Baja designs are pretty darn bright.
They are so bright. Well, thanks you guys so much for coming in.
thanks
I
for having
really
us.
appreciate you coming down and
Yeah.
talking with us. It's been fun, and I can't wait till we go wheeling.
All right. Well,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hannah,
Do it.
thank you.
Absolutely.
I guess we'll get your
Would you-
Jeep in next week. We'll get it all figured
Oh,
out
yeah.
for you.
Oh, yeah.
No, I need a little bit of clarification on that real quick. When you buy a Jeep, there are Easter eggs. It's fun to find the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And that, I know personally that Patrick, he loves his Easter eggs. So, there's that.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you...
Oh, so you
Yeah.
want me to hide some Easter eggs on his Jeep?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, please.
I got
Yes,
a way to
please.
do that.
Yes, please.
We'll leave
I
you
do
an
that.
Easter egg.
Yeah, yeah.
Just so you know, I don't
He
hard
loves
boil them
them.
first.
He loves them.
They're kind of in maybe like a torpedo shape, though.
Yeah, they tend to not be
That's
egg
It's
shaped.
good.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
All right.
All right,
All
thanks,
right.
guys.
Thank you.